a unicorn of the sea, but this horn is real, scientific, and stranger than myth. In the next 10 minutes, we dive into the secrets of this spiral tooth, its senses, social life, and survival. Get ready for surprising science and breathtaking Arctic stories. This is the narwhal, and its tooth might be one of nature's strangest instruments. Let's meet the unicorn of the sea. Narwhals inhabit Arctic waters around Greenland, Canada, and Russia. They favor deep fjords and offshore pack ice, moving with the seasons. An adult typically measures 4 to 5 meters long. That's longer than a family minivan, with a body built for cold. The famous tusk is actually an overgrown canine tooth. It erupts through the upper lip and can reach 2 to 3 meters. Those elegant spirals twist along dense ivory. Females usually lack a tusk, but some do grow smaller ones. A tiny fraction of males even grow 2 tusks when the opposite canine erupts. Coloration fades from dappled gray to mottled patterns with age. They breathe in quick bursts, using leads and cracks in the ice. Social by nature, narwhals travel in pods of relatives and companions. Life here demands patience, precision, and timing. Calves stay close to mothers, learning routes and breathing spots. But the tusk holds the biggest mystery of all. Let's explore what it really does. Inside the tusk is a complex architecture of dentin and microscopic channels. These channels link to the narwhal's mouth and nervous system. Researchers have counted millions of nerve endings feeding the tusk. In controlled tests, tusks responded to water chemistry changes within minutes. Signals can trigger subtle feedback through the lip and jaw. The leading idea: the tusk senses salinity, temperature, even pressure gradients. That could help narwhals detect freshwater lenses or feeding hotspots. Most tusks share a quirky trait: a pronounced left-handed spiral. Left twisting grooves dominate, why remains an evolutionary puzzle. For centuries, the tusk invited myth. Now it invites microscopes and sensors. Data from the tusk likely integrates with hearing and touch. Imagine a world mapped by echoes and chemistry combined. You may see tusks brush ice or fish, behavior that spurred debate. Display and social signaling may play a role too, but sensing micro changes in water could guide dives with precision. A living antenna, reading the sea's invisible layers. Responses track shifts in salinity, a remarkable adaptation. Among whales, this sensory tooth is unique, and it grows continuously, recording life history like tree rings. Layers can archive diet, pollutants, and age. Careful sampling reveals chemical signatures over years. Not a weapon of myth, a sensor for survival. And the eye, the brain, the tooth, all tuned to the Arctic. Next, how these unicorns live together. Narwhals coordinate to find and share breathing holes in shifting ice. They wait their turn, conserving energy in near-freezing water. Some winter in deep fjords where darkness lasts for months. Seasonal migrations can span hundreds of kilometers. Sometimes they gather in the thousands, a living river of whales. They talk in complex clicks and whistles. Echolocation creates acoustic maps of their icy world. Social bonds help them navigate and hunt together. Their closest Arctic cousin is the beluga. Genetic evidence shows hybrids can occur, blending traits. Skull morphology and DNA confirmed at least one unusual hybrid. Still, narwhals are specialists, tuned to deep, cold realms. Touch likely reinforces social cues and spacing. Youngsters learn routes, sounds, and the rhythm of dives. Play behaviors strengthen skills for survival. Through storms and silence, the pod is home. Listen closely. Click trains help them target prey in the dark. Whistles may carry identity and context. Under the ice, every sound matters. Senses converge: hearing, touch, and that remarkable tooth. Next, their deep-diving superpowers. Narwhals routinely dive beyond 800 meters to hunt squid and deep fish. Few mammals dive deeper, and fewer do it so often. They manage pressure with flexible chest walls and controlled blood flow. Dense myoglobin stores oxygen in muscles for long hunts. Specialized blood chemistry optimizes oxygen delivery at depth. They tolerate high CO2 and lactic acid, enabling repeated deep dives. Blubber and circulation create a thermal shield against near-freezing water. Vessels constrict to conserve heat in extremities. Targets include deep-water fish and squid in pitch-black zones. Echolocation guides strikes where light cannot. A few breaths, then back down again. A relentless rhythm. Under-ice topography creates corridors and traps for prey. Dive profiles show rapid cycles with brief recovery. Every sense works at the edge of endurance. Masters of cold and depth. But their story is also human, from myth to meaning. Let's zoom out. In medieval Europe, narwhal tusks were traded as unicorn horns. They were prized for supposed medicinal and purifying powers. Trade routes carried Arctic ivory into royal courts. For Inuit communities, tusks and ivory became tools, art, and story. Craftsmanship preserves knowledge of seasons and sea ice. Observations by hunters helped inspire modern questions about tusk sensing. As a saying goes, the narwhal shows itself to those who are quiet. Traditional knowledge complements scientific study. Different lenses, same wonder. Myth gave way to evidence, but the awe remains. Today, tusks tell both cultural and scientific stories. Which brings us to the present. Climate-driven sea ice loss reshapes migration and predator encounters. Noise from ships and seismic surveys can disrupt sonar-based hunting. Increased access raises harvest and disturbance pressures in some areas. Acoustic clutter makes feeding and communication harder. Solutions include protected corridors along key routes. Community-based monitoring adds vital knowledge. International agreements guide sustainable management. Partnerships improve decisions and resilience. With knowledge and respect, narwhals can thrive. Support science, amplify indigenous voices, and back marine protections. The spiral tooth reminds us what's at stake. Now, one last look. The narwhal's spiral tooth is not just a relic of myth. It's a living instrument, a sensory marvel tuned to the chemistry of the sea, and proof that the natural world still holds genuine mysteries. Explore the sources below and support Arctic conservation efforts. If this amazed you, subscribe and share the wonder. Thank you for watching.